bitch. Ugly bastard. Ugly hat. There it is. Bam, I'm me. I'm me once again. Look at him. He's beautiful. And turn on my props. No, not Gigi. I'm in Panko. No, I'm a failure. Oh, no. I'm not having a good time doing this right now. All right. All right, you little shit. Move over here like that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I called fucking Panko Gigi. I'm a fake fan. Oh, no. I hope she never sees this. Okay. Ugly bastard react hours. So, today's first video is something I hold true and dear to my heart. For one, Lucy, she's a sweet bean. I love her little head. I have a lot of respect for her as a streamer. And apparently, she's going to talk about NTR in this video. Which, those of you who don't know, I'm a degenerate. I make a lot of NTR content myself. And I think NTR is awesome. Very, not a popular opinion in any way. But you know what? That's fine. I need to see what Lucy has to say about this subject. And I'm really excited. All right, let's get on with it. Let's do it. Bam.
Okay. I'm gonna try and say this in a way that doesn't get my channel nuked out of orbit. Wish me luck. Here goes nothing.
Like your Twitch, unfortunately.
I was taking care of business.
Oh, I hate that scene.
It's not the type of business I do with your mom. This time it was a solo venture. Yeah, this is more of a dark room, empty apartment, 3 a.m. Can't sleep because my memories haunt me, so I guess I'll just do this instead kind of business. And when I'm taking care of business, I like to do a little, let's say, market research. I like to know what's popular. I want to know.
Nah, don't know what's popular. Know what hits that initial reaction in your brain right away, all right? You just scroll and doom scroll forever. Turn it into like your little serotonin farming machine, okay? Lucy, dude. Fucking nerds searching by popular.
Know how other people are taking care of their business. As you know, my business is in the anime industry, and I'm definitely
that has NTR in it, that animation.
Anime business, as we're putting it. After all, I've been consuming it for so long that I've genuinely lost the ability to feel attraction towards real people.
Okay. All right, hold up. Hear me out. I might have this problem too. I can no longer look at a real person and feel attraction in that way. I get constantly bombarded with other people saying, oh, look at this lady, she's so hot or whatever. Or like you watch a Onii-chan video and it's just her stomping on someone's ass for like 10 minutes. And I don't feel anything towards these real people anymore at all. I feel nothing. But you show me this, oh, you can't see my mouse, can you? Awesome, cool. Okay, you show me that thing, the middle, the cool thing right there with the little bunny ears. I'm all for it. My brain activates. I become who I am as a person. But yeah, I don't feel any real attraction anymore to like people. This is probably also an like a side effect of COVID lockdown. Kitty, I am doing something, please. Thank you. Yeah, it's probably a side effect of COVID lockdown because for one, I live in the middle of nowhere. I live in farmland. I'm surrounded by farms. The closest city is like an hour from me. And then I was told I had to stay indoors all day for like 2 years. And what did I have? I had my VTubers. To me, VTubers shoot the serotonin in my brain to sky high levels. God damn, it's poor, I don't know. At least I hope she's not suffering.
I don't want to get into it. What I want you to take away
I love that scene.
That I know my stuff, and I've developed a strong sense of culture and taste throughout the years. Which means I'm picky with art styles sometimes. Not all of them do it for me. Stiff animation takes me out of the moment, short episodes don't let me immerse, and bad angles make me question why the director thought I'd want to stare at an ugly bastard's ass crack for 2 minutes straight. But every so often...
Okay. It's part of the experience when you have that kind of shot. It's not like the whole there are people who look at the thing that they want to look at, like the pretty lady, right? And just see the stuff happening to her. But then there's the establishing shot to evoke something from you. And that's the cool stuff, okay? You have that establishing shot with the ugly bastard, and she's looking that way, and you think, wow, that dude's fucking hideous, and she's being dominated by him. That's the part that's awesome. That's the good stuff. Okay? You need to feel it too. You can't just feel it via lust only. You got to feel it somewhere else in your brain. It needs to resonate.
You find a beautiful art style with fluid animation and fluids, and it's always a precious moment of wonder to stumble upon a new gem, a new shiny crystal to add to your jewel collection. So why do the most popular crystals so often turn out to be merely trailer park meth? Look, I'm not judging people who employ NTR. Well, no, I'm actually judging.
No, don't judge me, Lucy.
As a patriotic American, I believe in a man's
I still need to watch that anime.
I just don't know why he would choose to be a cuck. Why choose the pain of being cheated on when you could choose the joy of owning my Gamer Soaps cup available
My God,
now?
of course.
Code Lucy, 10% off.
You heard her.
It's
Code
not
Lucy.
that I think it's morally
It's your girlfriend!
to have a
Ah,
naughty
I
fantasy.
love that manga!
Sometimes people like weird things that they wouldn't support doing in real life. Look at me! I'm a big fan of some hardcore sibling bonding myself.
Based. Absolutely based. Emotos are for life. Okay. So, hear me out. Okay. NTR. I've went about this in another video, but I think it's most appropriate here. There is just so much misinformation about the genre, and I think it's time we clear it up, okay? So, people will just call NTR like cuck stuff. In all fairness, in a way, it kind of is, right? I don't think there's any real denying that part. But it is so much more than just the basic, like, act itself. It is way much more. It's about feeling. You have to feel it. It invokes an emotion in you, and a negative one as that, right? NTR isn't just the idea that oh yeah, haha, cooking. It is taking something away from you. It is taking something you liked, you wanted, you enjoyed, a person you love, and taking them away. They're no longer yours. What's being claimed, no longer yours. And it's not about the sex act itself. It's about the pain you feel in that moment. Because I think cucking stuff is something like, I thought like cucking was more of like you enjoy that act. You like seeing that happen in front of you. But NTR is about hurt. It's about the sharp pain you feel in your heart. It's about the feeling of denial. And that's where a lot of the joy can come from. I think it's very akin to watching something like a horror film, where you watch like Saw and you see people get like fucking brutaled, right? They're like just brutalized, and it invokes something within you. It invokes maybe a feeling of disgust, a feeling of horror, a feeling like of being scared. And there are people who enjoy that feeling. And then there's like deep, raw, I'm sad, depressed, this crushes my soul. It's something I can already never have, and it's being taken away. Oh, it's so good. It's really, really cool. Just saying. Maybe give it a chance.
Words don't fit in your mouth, but you know what does? Your dick. Fuck, it's so bad.
I love Lucy.
But I think the big difference
Kiss success!
people like me with totally normal
That Christmas OVA is awesome.
NTR scum is the sheer amount of high-quality content they have at their disposal. They have a high-budget animation of multi-episode series, joke songs that feel more like a love letter to the genre than a parody, and their doujins are more plentiful than Yuri, ponytails, and swimsuits, for Christ's sake. This is clearly not a niche thing, and it's high time we sat each other down and had a little
I don't think it
chat
is.
about it. So guys,
I think it's always been popular.
is going on.
It's been around for a while.
But I'm just disappointed. I've done a lot of research to get to the bottom of this issue, and by a lot, I mean I have nothing but circumstantial evidence that wouldn't pass any scientific peer review. But in my defense, there's not a lot of solid data on this for obvious reasons. And this is the part of the script where I abandon all pretense of keeping this video monetized because it is crucial that you consult the very not safe for work graphs. Here's a chart from Faku, a well-known titan of the
Fucking Faku, man. They used to be the place, right? When it came to like not safe for work dojinshi, Baku was the website. And I remember there was a period of time where they're like, oh yeah, guys, we're moving to an entirely paid model. Get fucked. You can't look at our shit anymore. I don't know what it's like now. I just remember there was a small period on you can do that. And also, does anybody remember on Faku? They were one of the few places that you could actually buy. It was a combination special edition version of Fate Stay Night and Fate Hollow Atraxia for PC. And it was like $400. I don't think I've seen that show up anywhere else. If somebody has, let me know, because I want it. But I remember losing my shit when I saw that show up on their little shop. It was so fucking cool. Sorry, continue. All right, this graph. Okay, let's look at this graph. Futanari, understandable, pretty popular. A lot of people like it. I get it. I understand. It's a cool genre, right? It combines the two things, like, right? You combine the acts of both people, but you don't have to look at a guy. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. Harem's all right, but it's often done wrong. See, like a lot of harems actually suck. The harem genre isn't great. I don't know. There's some of it that's good. It's not the best. Monster Girls base, Monster Girls, absolute, of course, big dick, anal. California, of course, California is NTR. I mean, yeah, look at the kind of people who live in California. It wouldn't surprise you in the least that they're into that.
The industry, and this is what they reported as the most popular tags in America from 2019. From it, you can immediately understand two absolute truths. One, chicks with dicks
Bible Black
is willing to admit. And two, as we always knew, California is full of cocks. Europe.
Yeah, see, she knows.
And this proves that Belgium is the Cali of Europe. Yeah, I don't know what any of us are supposed to do with that information either. I guess it does provide some hope.
Hey, welcome to chat.
NTR has yet to establish total dominance in the West, but it gets a lot less comforting when you realize California is the most populated state, and if they're getting infected, it's only a matter of time until it reaches the rest of us. Anyone remember COVID? Granted, these charts are outdated by a few years, and I couldn't find anything more recent than Baku itself. Again,
I don't think that, like, things would have probably changed that much over time. I know we've gotten a little more, how do I say, wanting in our kinks. I feel like people are really just bored of seeing the same thing over and over again, and they're so desensitized to it that we move to fucking armpits. Does anybody remember, like, the belly button trend of, like, 2022 or something? Where spread belly button was the thing, and it was gross, because I think belly buttons are fucking gross. I'm sorry, that was just me saying I think belly buttons are gross. But yeah, we had, like, the spread belly button thing. We had the one trend of all the girls doing, like, the leg lift stuff. I don't know. Does that actually fall into that category? It's whatever, right? I'm sorry. It's whatever. I'm also trying to fix chat, because chat is apparently broken for me again. It makes me so mad. It makes me so goddamn mad. Thank you, Amazon.
And studies on this subject are hard to come by, but what I have managed to gather is revealing. And we haven't even gotten to the data coming in from the other side of the globe, which I believe is where the real poison lies. Behold! The most popular genres from Fonza, a Japanese adult e-commerce website. There's a lot wrong with this 2018 list they released, in no small part because tentacles are disgustingly far down in the ranking. But what
that was the genre back in the day. Everybody loved tentacles. It was everywhere, and it was even, like, joked upon a lot in a lot of anime. There'd be a bunch of scenes in anime where they would have, like, their safe for work television version of a tentacle scene. It was great. It was cool. There is a lot of tropes that would happen in anime over time, and you would see them show up within small eras. And there was a weird little era of anime that, you know how, like, the classics would be, you would get the beach episode, and you would get the school festival episode. You would get the fireworks, like, summer festival episodes, right? You get those. And a lot of, I don't want to say a lot. Maybe it was just like a lot of the ones I watched. You would get a beach episode in which a giant creature would show up, like a giant octopus creature of just something would just show up randomly for absolutely no reason, just as an excuse to have, like, that tentacle scene. I remember that showing up in a couple times. My brain, for some reason, is thinking Cat Planet Cuties. I don't think it's Cat Planet Cuties that did that, but it's fine. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
Takes the cake is how comfy NTR is sitting here at the #1 spot, and it's not even close. See that gigantic red bar? Now compare it to the much smaller bars below it. Their tiny, pathetic bars can't even compare in terms of length. Yeah, NTR is so insidious it's even causing bar graphs to have size insecurity. And before you try to cope or blame men for the issue, NTR is unfortunately the top ranking for both genders. As you can see.
Yeah, I can see that.
But wait, there's more! NTR May's here to let you know the situation is worse than you think. Please, curse your eyes with this. This is from another Japanese distributor, DL Site, and they provide
DL Site
data from 2023. On the left side of the chart, you can see what's most popular with the user base, and boom, once again, we have NTR as the champion. No surprise there. But the funniest part is the right side of the chart, which shows the most common genres that actual doujin authors are creating. Bro, NTR doesn't make the top 20 list. It's not even there. And that's when it dawned on me. Doujin artists aren't making more NTR than anything else. They're not trying to psy up the world into liking cheating whores. It's the other way around. These poor Japanese artists just want to bake a lovely cream pie for their audience, but the users are foaming at the mouth, desperately refreshing the page in hopes that a new NTR story will drop. Hell, it might even be accurate to say that NTR doujin artists are the furry artists of Japan.
No.
Yeah, furries might not be your passion, but if the customer base...
Okay, hold on. We need to talk about Japanese furry artists, all right? Furry isn't... All right, hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm going to explain myself, okay? Furry isn't my thing as a genre, right? But I'm more of a person that I would say I like what I like, all right? So if I see a thing and it appears to be, let's say, a Miss Callie Breaks, right? Or it's the one fucking lady from Sly Cooper. I forget her name. I'm so sorry. But yeah, let's just say if you see those and you're like, oh, that's cool, I can vibe with that, it's fine. But anyways, no. There are the furry artists, and then there's the Japanese furry artists. Their stuff is on another level. If you've not seen the Japanese side of like the furry world, I go look at it. It's hardline anime, and it's fucking awesome.
Is not dedicated as hell with money that taunts. Japanese artists are doing their part to cull NTR.
I love that show.
It's not their fault. Even
Very
when
cute manga.
less NTR content is being released, it's still the most popular tag. They refuse to let it go. There's no wonder so many animations are of the NTR variety because it sells like hotcakes to these people.
I hate that I recognize so many of these animations.
Conversation, cause let's face it, a lot of us who don't live in Japan are accessing this content by sailing the 7 seas.
Not me.
So our opinion doesn't hold as much weight as the people who actually open their wallets.
Good old fanzines.
How is it possible that Japanese people are so into NTR as a genre? Sure, morality and fantasy are often not linked. Ask any Westerner what their first thought is when you say stepsisters and washing machines. But why NTR in specific? What is it about cheating and being cheated on that's so arousing to them? Well, the rabbit hole gets a bit deeper when you realize that NTR is kinda vanilla to Japanese people? No, hear me out. Cheating in Japan is insanely common, and I do mean
that sounds right.
Insanely common. You don't have to look far to realize this because street interviews asking Japanese people what they think about cheating have been going pretty viral these days. Here's one from 9 years ago.
I love these.
Bangers like, I think 90% of men cheat and sleeping with a sex worker is not cheating to me. And that's only one interview among dozens on this platform, and the majority of the people interviewed share the same sentiment. And no,
if your mindset is sleeping with a sex worker is not cheating, I would get yourself tested. That's just my opinion.
Oh, I'm not saying that street interviews are totally unbiased. The type of person willing to answer them might be more likely to cheat. Or maybe the uploader edited out all the normal takes.
Look at her. I love Tomoko.
The audience wouldn't be the first time something like that has been done. Perhaps cheating is common in Japan, but no more so than any other nation. And being unfaithful to your spouse is punishable by law there, so surely they don't think it's okay to cheat. Which is a reasonable and fair way to think,
The world
right?
misses Hitomi Tanaka.
What? I have stats to back up my unhinged rambling, baby. According to a
Beelzebub!
from 40 different countries by the Pew Research Center, 12% of Japanese people think cheating is morally acceptable, which sounds low. Only until you realize that that's higher than almost every other country surveyed. And
What do you say, Japan? Huh?
The research department had 28% of Japanese male respondents confess to cheating on partners in the past, with 22% of women saying the same. And that's only the people who admitted to it. Compared that to the one they did in the US, where only 21% admit to being cheaters. Now imagine if you...
I don't believe that for the US. I believe it would. I absolutely believe it would be higher. But God. So I divide the US into different sections of my brain where I see shit happen. So it's like the Instagram, TikTok crowd or whatever that you hear propagating a lot of this crap. Or you hear oh, the high value, low value people and all that stuff. I feel in my heart that these are people who only live in cities. And anybody else who's ever lived in a rural area, I don't see this happen as much. Of course it happens, right? Because, yeah, it's just, there's always going to be outliers everywhere. But I've never, seen that be too much of an issue, at least in my vicinity, especially living in the countryside, where there's a bunch of bumpkins, I'll call it. I don't know. I've traveled throughout most of the US. I've been to almost every state. I've lived in a lot of places for, time to time. I have been in a lot of communities. I've been from cities. I've been to just in the backwoods. And every time I would see this stuff, I would know people in city areas way more that would have this than they would be I don't know, out in the country. Maybe it's just the sample size of people and there's more people to do it and conflate it with, but I don't know. Maybe it's a type of person that you would see often living there. Who knows? Man, city people.
Force everyone to take a little liquid courage ahead of time before answering. Still, those numbers aren't that far apart. Based on those stats, you can't say a Japanese person is twice as likely to cheat as an American, so no gotcha there. If anything,
Damn,
this made me
bad.
dimmer a bit by showing me just how common cheating and infidelity truly is. So, maybe NTR really is just
It's a good episode.
Arrange your stepmom's internal
Her dad walks in.
This isn't the strong conclusion I wanted when I went into making this video. I can't get mad at this. I don't want to give the NTR Andes a dub and say that their fetish is relatively vanilla. Not when
I actually think it is kind of vanilla now.
With my tags ends up infected with one of theirs. God forbid you like big butts and older women, because practically 80% of those dojin are unsafe. It gets worse when they're invading tags they have no business being in. My God, tentacles! Dude, what the f is this? What am I even looking at? Why are you here? I know.
Remember when they did that in Sword Art? Fucking hate Sword Art. God damn. God, I hate Sword Art. Sorry, I just want to complain about Sword Art. Okay, let's continue.
I can't be the only one who feels this way. I can't be the only one who wants to enjoy a lonely Saturday without being hit by 20 NTR comics before I find one vanilla.
She called them comics.
Problem? Yes.
Big fan.
Who is not liking the taste of tap water? Yet
I love
millions of people can relate to me on that. So no, I'm not going to leave you with some wishy-washy nut and let nut nonsense. I'm going to channel my inner brat and leave you with rage. I'm going to declare war. Aren't you sick and tired of watching the NTR Andes win? Don't you just want to start a fight sometimes? Don't you want someone to take a stand against these villains and let you know that you're not alone? I want to be that for you. I will be that for you. So puff up your chest, soldier, and say it with me now. Listen up, NTR scum. You've had it too good for too long. I don't care whether you wish you were the cuck or the one doing the cucking. I don't care that you claim to only like it because of the art style. The truth is, you're spoiled. You get all the good animation and dojin, and YouTubers make parody songs to enable you. No more. You too will know the taste of
Man, I do not like One Piece. Holy
Don't
shit.
act like you're just more base than us. Nay, that is a bold-faced lie. We have established that your tastes are normie, and sanely
I also agree that it's actually pretty normy now. Like, the genre has been around for such a long time, and there's so many that it's had enough time to infiltrate the, lesser bases, you can call them. Yeah, again, I think it's like a lot of NTR now, we call stuff NTR when I don't necessarily think it's NTR, like, because I don't think just cucking is just NTR, right? And forever, I think it's always been about an emotion that it invokes of you. And again, like I mentioned before, it's about the feeling of something being taken away. It's not the action itself; it's the feeling. I don't know. Then there are a lot of people who are obviously like, oh yeah, that's their thing. There's a lot of Californians out there, of course. But yeah, I also agree with what you said that it's pretty normy now. A lot of people do hate it. I think it's one of those things where there's a lot of people who say they hate it in public, but then behind the scenes, they're also like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
Vanilla and the sign of but a common man. I won't tell you to stop liking NTR. I won't even tell you it's bad to like NTR. At the end of the day, fiction and reality are two separate matters. But if you asked me if I thought a tiny bit less of you for liking it when innocent anime men have their marriages ripped apart all because Chad has a 10-inch prick, then unfortunately, my answer is going
Or the
to
ugly
be
bastards.
a resounding yes! Sure, you can rock out with your out to whatever you damn well please, but on this day, you will know that the hearts of NTR haters are pure as freshly fallen snow, and our souls are filled with righteous fire. That fire gave birth to this song.
Oh no.
I know it's been hard.
No way.
NTR Andes keep taking dubs. High budget animation, biggest titty bitches in the hentai game. It's tough times out here. But we ain't giving in.
Yeah! Good old demo! Wait, Lucy's there. You and your fucking gent guitars. That's a beautiful voice. My audio engineering brain is kicking in.
Soldiers, my hope is that this melody will guide your hand on your journey. May it give you the strength to close one more dojin, avoid one more cultured anime, and block one more talented NTR artist on Twitter. And then, let it bring you home.
Hold on, I need to go listen to this real quick. Okay. So I'm listening to this from a production standpoint, okay? Her voice sounds very dry in the mix here. I noticed it when there is the guitar panning going on. The guitars are really wide, but they're not filling the proper space. It's not doing the whole wall of sound thing as much as I think it should. Like, at least when I'm listening to my headphones. If I were listening on my studio monitors, it would be different. I can hear them hard panned, but yeah, they're not filling the sonic stage as much as you would want. I don't hear a lot of proper crossover happening. And her vocals, they're not sitting in the mix as much as I would want them to. Like when I would mix music and I would do the like guitars that were like hard gented like this, right? You also have the issue of like guitars that are tuned super low. I don't they didn't always fit too well with a lot of female vocals in general, especially someone like her who has like such a high range. I think you're gonna have a little bit of harder time maybe fixing that oh my god, putting that into the mix so it's actually, like, seating properly, and you can hear during her part here that her voice is sitting on top of the mix almost. And again, this is from the context of me listening on my studio headphones. It might be different if I listen to my actual monitors. Okay, her backing vocal in the background, that's seated okay. I think that's absolutely fine. But her main vocal is having that issue, with my opinion. There's also a ton of mud in those guitars. I can hear it too. I hear these hold on, let me see. Yeah, there's they're a little muddy in my opinion. They're a little muddy, and I think they're too dark. Um, I don't know. I'm so used to a lot of these lower end guitars having a more super mid pushed sound, and this isn't filling that, in my opinion.
Soldiers, my hope is that
Okay,
this
sorry about
melody
that.
will guide your hand on your journey. May it give you the strength.
Okay, yeah, that was a wonderful video. Miss Lucy does a great job. I think she's a fantastic entertainer. I love her little head. She's a good bean. If you've not seen her stuff, I suggest you go check her out. Again, it's LucyPyre. You can find her on YouTube. I think she does more like stuff on Twitch, right? Yeah, she does more Twitch stuff. I haven't caught a stream of hers in a while. I do a lot of her VODs still. Yeah, what a good time. Yeah, NTR, based as fuck. I agree that it's more vanilla-y, right? Because it's such a common genre, and it's very easy to be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm really desensitized to it, and I need more crazy shit happening." Oh, good times. This is my element. This is where I survive.